Good evening, SBC. Good evening, SBCC. Good evening, BSL. Good evening to everyone, all points, north, south, east, west, around circumference, and everything else. This is the May 31st edition of SBC Tuesday Talk. Glad you can join us. I am your host and van driver and head chef, Mr. Michael Walker. Glad to have each and every one of y'all here this evening. We have an action-packed show this night, and I really can't wait to do this one, though. We got a lot of folks coming in. We got Jewel Mendoza coming in, and everybody else. Clover, it's that time again. Yes, it is. Marcus Wilbanks. Wow, he's out in the audience today. Glad to have you. I guess he in the studio as well, though. Glad to have you here, Mr. Marcus. Teresa, great to have you here. Keena cussing. Man, she cussing, y'all. She get 3 days for that, for cussing. Let me see who else. I think that's it. I think, Kirsten. Good to, well, hello, I think I'm on the wrong. Kirsten, you want to come on? Let me know. Better yet, I do one better. And we got everybody else. We got everybody here. And probably gonna get an extra one too. Y'all give me a few shakes. Give me a few shakes. And give me more than a few shakes, though. And we can do this. And presto changeo. There we go. Now, y'all enjoying something. So, okay. Well, we got some more. We doing salutations. I'm so sorry. Margaret, glad to have you here. April, Shaw, good to have you here this evening. Well, folks, it's time for this to get started with bated breath. So here we go. Introduce the panel for tonight. Yes. Starting from my left, we got Keena from Mississippi. We got Marcus from Alabama, Marvel City in Alabama, and we have Shell from New Jersey. Glad to have y'all here. And notice, folks, we are all striped up today. We are all striped up this evening. We all got our stripes on this evening. So glad to have y'all here. Well, panel, y'all ready? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. We'll start with our first topic. April Mason, and I just recently discovered her, and I may shoot my shot with her. I don't know. But April Mason, she made some good videos I like. And the one I'm about to show y'all is no exception. So y'all sit back with your snacks and take a look. Oh, well, damn, I wasn't even ready that time. Y'all sit back and really take a look.
Listen, Mo, if I choose a man, I would have vetted him so well that I can surrender to his leadership because I chose him. So anytime I write on social media about doing something nice for a man in your life, or if I comment and say, I share something and say, oh, she did something wonderful for her man, the first thing is, what he doing for her? If she chose him, don't you think she would have chose somebody that's doing something for her? It's like women don't take into account that they make the choice.
Sometimes we end up, though. You know, a lot of us settle. A lot of us, because we so long chose the one that we didn't really want, then we end up choosing them in the end because we look around, 35, almost 40, and you go.
That's your fault.
I gotta go.
That is your fault.
Someone's calling my phone.
That is your fault because instead of, you said that they'll just go ahead and continue, just choose somebody and settle, but they never choose to change themselves.
Ooh. because they'll stay the same, right?
So instead of settling for, I guess I'm gonna have to do this, why don't you look within and say something ain't right with me? So I'm off because I keep getting the same result.
So work on yourself.
Work on you and why you keep entertaining the same kind of men, because it's never what you attract, it's what you choose to entertain.
Interesting indeed. And nothing wrong with that is Kirsten on the right up with us. Glad to have you, Kirsten.
Hey,
Okay.
good people.
Glad to have you here. Oh, glad to have y'all here. So the first topic for today is don't get mad at your choice. Don't get mad at your choice. I will start off. Y'all can jump in when y'all like. But I feel that if you know, put it to you this way, if you pick up a snake, you bring it home, and it's a song called The Snake. You bring it home, you give it milk, you rub it in and just heal it, then that snake turn around and bite you. And the snake said, hey, you knew I was a snake when you brought me home. So to say this, you know what you was entertaining when it got to that point. And you should be able to recognize that type behavior. You know, guy number one or lady number one, then number two, they showing the same things. Number three, at some point, y'all be familiar with this stuff and say, you know what? I need to change my mindset. I need to, if I'm tired of attracting the same ones, but well, like she said, I'm tired of entertaining the same ones. So I need to choose a different form of entertainment. Keena Lynn.
Well, she says so just so eloquently that, but it's true. If you're choosing, it's never what you attract. It's what you choose. What you
Mm-hmm.
choose to accept. And I think a lot of times that's why you should never, ever, ever settle. You will never be satisfied, ever. And a lot of times we look at what people do to us, and a lot of times we need to look inward, especially what we're doing, how we're talking, how we're just working on self. And honestly, it's such a we don't date reality a lot of times. I said this before. We like to date potential. No, he could potentially be anything, or she could be potentially anything. But I need to see what your reality is, what your true, what is on the table. I hate the table. I hate that term. But what is I can grasp with my hands. I can see with my eyes. Not I'm working on me. I'm like, you know what? I will then I need to be where I need to be in relationship to you. Maybe I don't need to be a girlfriend. Maybe I need to be a mentor. Maybe I need to be someone that can help you get into some other things, but I don't need to be romantically linked to you because you're still working on you. And if that's not acceptable for me, then I have no one else to blame but myself because I chose to deal with whatever you decide to bring to me. So that means you have to be selective. We should be selective with our partners. We take how many times you're about to get a brand new computer. You're
Mm-hmm.
going to spend months sometimes
Mm-hmm.
looking at specs, looking
Mm-hmm.
at drives, looking to see which is the best thing for your business or for or if you're a gamer. You're going to spend time researching. Why is it we just fall down the street like I'm in love now? This my boo thing. This my man. He everything or she's everything, and you don't know him from a can of paint.
Mm, mm, mm.
So sometimes we just need to just slow up and work on ourselves, and then the person that we will choose. Then, just like she said, if you chose him, you would have vetted him.
I
So
hear
you
you.
will be comfortable in leadership. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with trusting him. You'll be comfortable in submitting to him because you chose him. And if you don't, so don't be mad at your choice when he decides to run you through foolishness, or she decides to have 18 baby daddies on you. You chose it. Mic off.
Okay. Thank Okay. Shell, how is your vetting process when it comes to a relationship?
My vetting process.
Vetting, yes.
It's something, full transparency, it's something that I've been working on myself because
Mm,
listening to Keena, I was like, well, she ain't telling nothing but the truth.
yeah.
Um, because I've been married, so I'm divorced. I don't know how many people know that. When I got married to make my parents happy. I'm the oldest of three girls. And all I heard was, well, when are you going to get married? When are you going to give us grandkids? When are you going to get married? When are you going to give us grandkids? And the pressure of wanting to make them proud and make them happy. I was living my life for someone else. And because of that, that caused me to choose someone that I I wasn't in love with. I wasn't overly
Mm,
enthusiastic about, but he went to church, right? So he went to our church,
mm,
check off a box, right? He
mm-hmm.
worked in ministry, check off a box, right? And he was marriage focused, check off a box. All right, well, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do. I guess I can go ahead and settle, because that's what it was, Keena, right? Settle. You used the right word, settle. And it was just horrible. It was a horrible, horrible choice. It was a horrible choice. And since that time, I literally, again, like Keena said, you have to do the work on yourself. I had to look at myself and say, why did you make this choice? Why did you choose him? Because it really wasn't about him, because he was only able to do to me and treat me the way that I allowed, right? So I had to do the work to say, why did you choose him? Why did you feel like you had to choose him to make other people happy? What is it that's going to make you happy? So when you say, what is my vetting process? I've been working on that for years to really figure out, what is it that I want for myself? What is it that I want in a potential partner? And what does that look like
Mm-hmm.
as a collaboration when I meet someone, right? So it's a very, very different thing now. It's not you meet someone and immediately it's, well, do you want to get married? That's not one of the first questions I ask people anymore. It's not. It's really not. It's not the second. It's not the fifth. Because I want to know who are you as a person. Because if I wouldn't even be your friend, I sure as heck don't want you as a partner. If I don't like you as a human,
Mm-hmm.
right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and I still have friends. That's one of the first questions they asked. I was like, but what kind of human are they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's take it bargain basement. What kind of human are they? You talk about a husband, but what kind of human are they? What kind of person are they? What kind of moral fiber do they have? What type of
Mm-hmm.
spiritual foundation do they have?
Mm-hmm.
If if you if marriage was not even something in your brain, is this somebody that you would want to spend your free time with? Are they enriching your life as another human? Are they enriching your life as a Christian? So those are questions that I ask now. Because if I wouldn't even want to be your friend, it, everything else is a moot point.
I hear you. I hear you. Kirsten. Now I know you no nonsense. I know you no nonsense. What do you tell those guys? Those potential boos, partners. What do you tell them? Because I know you know nonsense. I'm scared of you sitting up here right now.
So
No, don't be. I can be aggressive at times. Um, uh, uh, so let me first say this. Let me
Mm-hmm.
first say this.
Mm-hmm.
In my younger days, I was the woman that woman was talking to because my picker was off. My picker was off because I wasn't that person that he that findeth a wife find a good thing. No, I was the she that was looking for the husband to help him to find the good thing. At least I thought that in my mentality when I was younger, I thought that was the way it was, or I felt that was the way that it should be. Um, and then as I became older and more understanding of how the cycle goes, or should be, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If I see what I like, I'm going to smile and flirt and do all the other good things. But in the meantime, um, I have to say this.
Mm-hmm.
If he approaches me
Mm-hmm.
in such a way to where he wants to get to know me, what do you have to offer? I have to agree with Shell and Kina. What do you, number one, what do you have to offer? Do you have a conversation? Do you have a job? Do you have a home? Do you have those things that can allot to stand up to the potential that I may have? Looking for a husband, as Shell was saying, um, is so far fetched right now. How about let's just find out if we can date potentially together. How about if we can communicate together? Are we gonna go Dutch to the rest? And don't get me wrong, I don't mind paying for myself because I like to eat. Yeah, yeah, I like to eat. So I can pay for myself. I have no problem with that. But I seen something on Facebook, and it might have been in your group just recently, where it was talking about the gentleman wanted his money back because she didn't think that they was gonna get along. Um, yeah, block delete, because if you paid for it and that was your choice, you are not. I almost used ebonics. You is not getting your money back.
I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I agree. I
I'm
agree.
just like, come on now. Let's be realistic. We out here, all of us are out here looking for the same thing. Yes, I am a no nonsense person. It is what it is, or it
Mm-hmm.
ain't what it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
Period, point blank. You
Mm-hmm.
like me, you approached me, I like you, I approached you. We're going
Mm-hmm.
to talk about it, or we going to move on. Let's just be what it is. Life is too short. I am pushing 60 years old. I don't have time to try to figure out what you trying to figure out. Come on now. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, no,
I
you
probably went
good.
off the deep end.
No, no,
I'm just saying.
no, no. Trust
Y'all know
me,
I can,
though.
y'all know I can get on the deep end real quick.
No,
I'm
that's
just
not the deep end.
saying. But
You giving us knowledge. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Wisdom, rather. Go ahead.
but men are looking for so many hurt men. I'm gonna say this:
Mm.
hurt men and hurt women are looking for so many things outside of the spectrum because they've been hurt so long and they've been burdensome for so long until they want this now or they want that now or they have this list. It got to be this or it got to be that. I'm just like, okay, I get it. I understand that. But are those issues that can be fixed along the way? He don't put his right shoe on first, like it, because I have a pet peeve. I have to. It is a must for me. I put my right shoe on first, no matter what. No matter how sick I am, I put my right shoe on first. Am I going to make that his problem? I had a girlfriend that was married to her husband, and she was mad at him because he didn't dry his toes when he got out the shower. Seriously? There's so many other things that you can deal with that you're more worried about somebody's toes and how they dry them when you got an issue of him sleeping with another woman, but you're not dealing with that. You're worried about his toes being dry. I mean, there's so much more in life that we can deal with and we can go through and understand. Take the time to get to know him. I don't want to date, I want a courtship. Well, how about you date him first and then go into a courtship? How about that? And then get to know the person. Get to know. I want to know who he is as a person. I say it all the time. I want to know your winter, your springs, your summers, and your falls before we get to any kind of stage. Because about 3 months time, you're gonna get to know that person real well. Because all of the little masks gonna start falling off.
Mhm.
And when the masks start falling off, you start to see who they really are for themselves. Are you ready to accept who they are when the masks fall off? Or are you willing to move on? Because I'm going to tell you one thing, my mask going to fall off too, because I'm trying to deliver my best self to you, just like you trying to deliver your best self to me. Come on. Let's be real with one another. All right, I'm going to shut up now. Mask off. I mean, mic off.
She said mask. Dang. Oh, thank you so much, Kirsten. Wait, Liz said, in regards to not drying the toes right or whatever, she said maybe he had a fungus issue. Maybe he there's a fungus among us. Okay. Let me read this first. I'm gonna get to you, Marcus. For some, it all depends. This is what Reginald said. For some, it all depends on where they are in life. The older, more seasoned person may not be looking to get married. They may just want a companion. They have their own house, got money, got a life, not looking for drama. So it's all where you are in life and what are you looking for. As we get older, our needs and our desires and our wants do change. There we go. Before I get to you, Marcus, and I wasn't going to do this though, but Keena did bring this up when she brought up potential. In fact, the sisters brought up potential. Or, what do you have? Let me show y'all this.
Don't date for potential. I look at the person as they are right this moment.
Right.
And this isn't to discount what you're saying, but I don't give a damn about your vision unless it's in works.
That's the reason why I said system.
So you can tell me
because
all
the
day,
system is
I
already
got
running.
dreams to be in this and this and that. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Men don't look at us and go, oh man, she has the potential to be in shape.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
How you are today
How
is
you
what
are
they
today,
want. You won't even get a second look.
You damn, and you
They don't look at you and go, oh,
I'm gonna say
wow.
this, and you damn near only disappointed when she starts changing from what you married her to be.
What you married her.
So I'm going to keep that same energy, and I'm going to operate the same way that a man operates.
Marcus Wilbanks. How do you look at a potential mate? Do you look at her potential, or do you look at how she is now?
Potential.
Okay.
I'll say potential, and then I'll probably look at it as a mix of how you view her now. See, what I look for in specific mate here, I want her to look at me as a person that has a little potential in himself anyway, because you got to look at it from a vice versa standpoint. How the women going to look at me? Hey, are they going to look at me as a guy that still lives with his mama? Or are they going to look at me as a guy that has that specific dose of knowledge anyway? See, this is why I say this. When I was spending my weekend over at my auntie's house, and my auntie is a preacher, right? By the way.
Okay.
See, when my mom asked me about the time that I spoke out at my dad's funeral, my auntie had told me that the reason I did that is because God has sprinkled that little dose of knowledge in me. She sprinkled that dose of knowledge in me, and by me sprinkling that dose of knowledge, I have that specific potential to let that woman know that even though I'm not as fortunate or as independent as any other man, and I know I've seen the comment on one of the SBC pages that says, "Yeah, he looks like he's 40, he's still living with his mama." Look, I'm not as fortunate, I'm not as independent, but at the very least, give me some credit as to being a potential guy that's not maybe not the smartest person in the world, but common sense is on the guest list here. Common sense is always the VIP of all guest lists anyway. Hey, so for me personally, if I want to look at a woman, I look at the woman as she is and how much potential that she has. If you have that potential into saying, you know what, I love you for who you are, then guess what? Here I am. And if I reciprocate that in the same manner, then guess what? Hey, what's up? You gonna drive me to dinner and I'll pay for the gas along the way, and I'll probably go Dutch with you or this and that, ABC, cross some T's, dot them I's here. Hey, listen, yeah, I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta look at the other person for who he is or who she is, and how much that she has in the tank.
I hear you. Marcus. Leslie said, "True, Marcus. Lots of folks don't have common sense. Common sense ain't common. If it was, well, a lot of things I could do that." Denisha says, "Potential means you had the ability to, but you haven't. Potential may never become kinetic. It's who you are right now, compatible with who I am." Andrea,
that part right there.
Okay, Andrea on YouTube says, "I'm a woman and will never operate as a man. His now is important, but I also need to know if he has a vision for his life and his family." Wait, I know she's about to get started. Hold up. And Teresa said, "I am looking at the reality. Why are you showing me now?" Go ahead, Keena.
Keena, you biting the inside of your cheek? Because I'm biting the inside of mine right now. Go ahead, girlfriend. Go ahead.
I am not outcast, and I'm not looking for the prototype, okay? I'm looking for the real deal Holyfield, okay? Prototype means that we're having to go through some things that because I think there's this issue and I think it's in our community, that there's a glorification of struggle love. that struggle love is manipulation. It is manipulation because you are telling me, it's almost like a gaslight situation, because people will tell you, if you ain't down for me here, you gotta be down when I'm in my dirty. Sweetheart, I didn't mean to get dirty. I didn't want to get dirty. Maybe we can, clean you up. I mean, nobody wants to be dirty. But, but people will like to, men and women will sit there and say, she was there when the cockroaches was crawling all over us. And I'm like, sweetheart, they got Ray, they got, Terminex. They've got things to fix these things.
So, I'm going to say this.
Say it.
I agree with the young woman who said, don't tell me you have dreams, but you have no actions, right? Your dreams have no feet, because you're going to keep standing right there if there's no movement. So we all have potential, but like someone else said, you never know if it's going to become kinetic, if it's ever going to move. But if you meet someone and says, I have a goal to do this, and to that end, I'm taking this class, or I'm being mentored by this person, or I'm reading this book, that's showing initiative, right? So it's just not a dream. It is a goal that they are working towards. So those are two different things. Like Keena said, everybody have a dream, right? Everybody have a dream. Everybody has it, but not everybody sees it fulfilled because not everybody puts it into action, makes it a goal, has measurable steps to get towards it. So I think that's kind of the difference, right? Is it a dream, a pipe dream that you're thinking and there's no movement, there's no plans? And I keep hearing Tevin Campbell in the back of my head, nothing comes from dreamers but dreams, sitting idle in their boat and everybody else is down the stream.
Yes.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I wanted to get promoted. I went and took the classes. Right? So yeah, if you are telling me that you have goals and you're telling me the steps, that's different than just, girl, yeah, I want to be a millionaire. That I'm gonna make it happen. Oh, what are you doing? I was watching TV and every time I see it, I just get inspired to do what? Watch another episode. Leave you right there, bro. Because that's where you're going to be in 10 years. You don't have a plan.
Okay, let me read this right quick. Then we're going to move on. Liz said, keep testing the prototype and all the bugs will show up. I don't do support calls. Show me the real version of who you are, fully tested by the manufacturer. Trials and tribulations of life. Okay,
Leslie.
We're going to move on, and you're going to see why. Oh, this is okay. But before we move on, y'all, don't forget those 3 words. Please like, please subscribe, and please share. Okay, please like, please subscribe, and please share. Up next, as y'all know why we're here. As you know why we're here, I'll put that topic up just to let y'all know. Be fruitful and multiply, but to what extent? Last week, a young man by the name of Damon George, maybe you know him, maybe you don't know him, but you have seen him all across social media. Young man, 34 years old, and he's a hard worker, makes good money or what have you. And he has kids. He has children. And he had support from his mother, nice looking woman. And he posted pictures of him, his mother, and his children. Or at least some of his children. SOME, some of his children. And it was an outrage. Here's the picture. Here's one of the pictures right here.
Goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. I can't.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
My goodness. And they're about the same age.
How many mothers?
I heard 9.
You know what? No. I'm muting.
And most of them were pregnant at the same time.
But look at those little ones up front.
Them little ones. I'm looking at them. They were pregnant at the same time.
And there are probably, I've heard, Kirsten don't look like that. I've heard at least 2 or 3 sets of twins. I don't know if there's any triplets. But
Irish twins.
Those are his. Those are all his. And I forgot to tell you, there's 9 more that couldn't show up for the photo shoot.
How many does he have in total?
He has a total of 33 children.
And he's how old? 30? Did you say 32?
He's 34. The young
34. 32 children and 9 women. 9. So we're just like, you know what? I'm gonna mute myself so that I can go ahead and bridle my tongue because I have.
Kirsten, go ahead, sugar. And of course, go ahead.
Now I have to say this. I love my family, but I do have a cousin living right now today that has 25 children. Yes, he does. Yes. I just seen him recently. Yes, he has 25 children. And I said, what is your problem? What is wrong with you? I don't understand that. I'm sorry. I don't know if you're ready for the be fruitful and multiply question, because I
Go ahead.
already know folks don't necessarily like me already, and it's okay because I'm gonna say what I want to say at this point in time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when the Bible talks about be fruitful and multiply, it didn't mean that you just keep having babies over and over and over again. There was, you had to make sure that, the fruit was plentiful so you could eat, and the animals were plentiful so you could eat, and all of the things that had the potential to multiply. That included that in that scripture. I mean, if you can be closed-minded and think of it in a different way, but you have to look at things. Sometimes we have to look outside the box. Now, if you that kind of person that want to have umpteen thousand million kids, that's just fine. That is your body, that is your religion, that is your understanding, that is your interpretation. That is fine. That is you. But don't ask me my opinion. And when I give it to you, you don't like my answer. That's all I'm saying. We have to be careful with the be fruitful and multiply kind of thing. Look at the world we live in. How many of y'all can really afford gas today? I'm just talking gas. I'm not talking multiple children. How many of you could really afford to buy the food, the lobster and the scrimps that you like to eat? Can you really afford that today? But you want to have 10 and 12 and 20 children because the Bible said to you in your mind, be fruitful and multiply. Okay, I'm going to stop. I love y'all. I do. I love y'all. I love y'all. You want to hit scripture, we can go to, but I love y'all. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
but my thing is bigger than financial, because you bring up a great point. It's hard to even put the gas in the gas tank. But bigger than that point, when you have over 30 children spread across 9 different wombs, let's talk about the emotional support, right? How are you able? You are one person. How are you able? How are you able to work the amount of time and the amount of jobs that it takes to support financially, but then be there emotionally and physically? How many recitals, when you have kids that close together? Well, maybe they all in the same classroom because you got enough for a whole class. But those things that you need to be there for to help shape a child, right? And when you have them, it's not like it's 12 kids in one household, right? By one mother. 9 different women, 9 separate households. You're one person. How do you do that? Who's getting shortchanged? Because somebody's missing out. And then it's, well, daddy went to Shayla's and Greg's, but didn't come to mine. And you can't do it all. Like 9 different wombs. Somebody is getting shortchanged. Somebody's not getting what they need. In fact, it's more than one person, more than one child that's not getting what they need. More than one child. So just the emotional, spiritual guidance support that children require, that's an impossibility spread across like that. Spread across like that. Even if he was a millionaire, you still can't be in all those places at once.
Let me.
Oh boy!
Wait, before you get started, Marcus, I know you finna get out of park. My good friend, my friend from the Next 15 podcast, Trevor North, said, "Well, what if he's taking care of them though? I mean, I wouldn't have that many, but still, and not just financially, and Stacy, I'm not mistaken. This guy's a truck driver who said he didn't mind spreading his seed across the land."
That's
Folks,
truck drivers.
and
a truck driver here today and going tomorrow.
He had a
so
different person.
He just never mind.
Lay it low and spread it wide.
I got codes.
I'm not saying.
Listen, but Mr. George, of course, he read these comments and and social media, especially Twitter, Black Twitter, just having a field day with him. So he gave a response. And folks, I'm giving y'all a warning. This is not safe for work. If you got sensitive ears, this is, trust me. And I ask for y'all forgiveness in advance.
Go ahead.
Take a look.
Pull out game, mate. Pull out game, man. I just don't pull out, bitch. For you motherfuckers that want to know, I don't pull out. It ain't weak, motherfucker. I don't pull out. Fuck you mean, weak, motherfucker? Said to talk about my motherfucking kids. You niggas got 3 or 4 and don't do a motherfucking thing. Ain't shit weak over here. My pockets ain't weak and my dick soul ain't weak, bitch ass nigga. You pussy ass nigga sitting there talking. Ain't got a motherfucking dollar in your pocket. Ain't got a dollar in your motherfucking pocket. Ain't got a dollar in your motherfucking pocket. But you want to talk that shit. I'm still that nigga with 30. I'm still that nigga with 30. I'm still that nigga with 30. Fuck you mean, bitch. I'm still that nigga. When you get like me, then you gonna fuck with me, bitch. That's all I got to say, nigga. You niggas will never be me. Quit trying to run behind because you fuck the same bitch I fuck with that don't make you me. It would never make you me.
And again, I apologize. I apologize.
Hold on. Maybe it's a good thing that he's not able to be there for all of them, because that mindset, really, that's really what you want. So, 1 or 2 kids, and you have a parent that's not the best, not focused, not centered, not mature. That's one thing. You have quite literally, a whole daggone village, and that is your mindset. First thing he said is, "I don't pull out." Sir, where's the responsibility? Where's the responsibility? And you flashing money like you think this is a game? So for you, having kids and spreading kids is a trophy, right? Get like me. Get like me. Y'all could never be me. Really? Wow. That's sad to me. It's sad to me.
Oh, wait. Just one moment. Don't hit me, Marcus. I want to
go ahead.
This right here. Then it'll be you. Denisha Mainman says, "I'm embarrassed for him. Who carries that much money around? No bank account." Well, he has 33 children. It won't stay in his pocket that much longer. I mean, he don't need it.
If he's got that much money and that many children, then he would be broke. Why does he have that much money? Apparently, he's not spending it on the children that he has. I'm just saying.
I may stand corrected. With that said, Dr. Wilbanks.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know everybody watched Maury Povich when he says put a cap on it. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, if you heard that correctly right there. But he should have just put a cap in his mouth for talking all that mess, like he's the big the head honcho out of all the honchos of the men that's not him. Now you see, I'm 39 years old now, but I'm not going to be like him and just multiply times 10 or times 11. Hey, but the one thing, like Shell had pointed out, he says he's not going to pull out. I declare, ladies, whenever you see a guy like that in the streets, there's one 3-letter word you got to do. Run. Run. And who actually signed up for this type of behavior anyway?
Because, at least 9 women.
Who signed up for it? 9 women signed up for it. Yeah, you said it right, Phil. 9 women signed up for it. But nobody else is gonna be number 10, number 11, number 12. No way.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. There absolutely will, Marcus. I guarantee you.
They probably
somebody
would.
probably
they probably
pregnant
would,
now.
But They probably would, but I refuse. I refuse, and thank God I still have the mindset of like my mother anyway. The mindset of my mother is to be smarter, not harder. That's all I had to say.
I I'm looking at the fact that you're raw dogging in 9 different women going back and forth, just swapping bodily fluids, and you think that is cool. That, and I bet they didn't know about each other.
Keena,
And
before you go any further, I was wondering if they knew each other before this
I,
photo
hmm
shoot. Okay,
hmm
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I was just sitting there thinking about that. Like, I bet those initial 9 did not know, and especially if they were in different areas. They probably thought they were the only ones saying, "Babe, boo, I'm on the phone with you, truck driving through. You coming through? You." Mm.
Mm. Go ahead, follow him. Go ahead, follow him
Okay,
in that truck.
but but you could tell the type of person that he is, and why do we choose him? Why do women choose him? Because ain't nothing to him. He obviously doesn't have a bank account. It's obvious that he doesn't have a grasp of the king's language.
Mm-mm.
It's just, but like Shell said, there is somebody pregnant right now. And I
Yep.
mean, and it's just like, remember Ayana Van Zant had the man had the 36 kids. It was about
Yeah, I
maybe
think
5
I do.
years ago. Uh, and he was just like, I just love having these kids. And they were in Atlanta. There are people who are like this. They do it for different reasons. I think he did it just, for clout. There are people who believe in the whole quiverful philosophy of having many kids, like the Duggars and the Browns and those people that have 25, 26 kids and homeschool and don't do anything, it people have different reasons, but this is just disgusting. It is disgusting. It is disgraceful, and the fact that those children, there's there's so many children who are the same age is very troubling. Because my ex-husband has 3 babies, 3 sons, all the same age.
Mm.
And yes, one of them blacks out.
Listen, Rhonda says this, and I gotta address this. He might be a rapper. No, he's a truck driver, and he knows all his kids. And from what it sounds like, he was going off because somebody in the comments was talking about his kids, but love kids. No, they wouldn't. No, trust me.
Mm-mm.
No
No,
one
it
was
was.
talking about those babies and those
No,
Mm-mm.
teenagers.
no.
No, they were talking about him. They were
Yeah.
definitely talking about him. And Trevor says from Next 15, I don't think it means he doesn't have a bank account just because he has a ghetto knot in his pocket. Just saying. And April says, just irresponsible on his part. Yes, I got that. We all got the eyes. Kirsten.
Okay, I'm gonna just say like this. I'm telling you from dealing with watching from my family's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
95% of them women knew the other woman. They know
Mm.
he from a small town. Most of the women that he was fooling with knew one another. Just like when Mike first started and was talking about a woman and what she decides to choose. These are women, and I guarantee you, I'm not putting any woman down, none whatsoever. But I guarantee you, they're dealing with self with self confidence, lack of confidence. They're dealing with if I have a baby by him, he might stay, or if I have another baby by him, he might stay. If I have another baby by him, he might stay. That kind of mentality, and for him to have all that money, I'm sorry, that Negro just got paid. I have a niece that's a truck driver, and yeah, they get paid big money. But I guarantee you, those. I'm sorry, I'm about to go to the left, so I'm gonna stop here. Those women are dealing with self-confidence issues seriously, because if they would sit there and continually allow that to happen, lay there. Let me just say this one thing. I asked my cousin, why would you continue to have so many children? Put a raincoat on her. Do something. Yeah.
Put a cap on it, like Maury said.
Something. And he sit there and he said, well, let me just tell you like this. I haven't paid child support for half of those kids. And I'm like, well, why? Why have you not had to pay child support for half of those kids? Well, number one, I do my best to take care of them. But number two, I just give them a little more and they leave me alone. Okay, I'm going to stop now.
Mm-hmm. And you had to deal with the narcissistic nature of his attitude right there.
You know what? I was about to say something, but I will be suspended. It can't be that good.
Okay,
it cannot be that good. No. It must be golden because and you know what? And I don't want that. I need mediocre because I don't want nothing to make me that crazy.
I heard that. Keep it because I don't want it. Okay. Mm-hmm. But my thing is this. So we talk about the 9 women, right? Those are the 9 women that got pregnant. So we know there's more than 9, right? We know there's more than 9. Like, let's just statistically talk about, we know there's more than, that's just the 9 that had children, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it's like rolling dice. Eventually, he's going to hit snake eyes. Somebody's going to give him something. He's just going to spread it. And you want to talk about a health crisis? You just getting in your truck, driving from state to state, sprinkling little diseases. We're not even talking about children. We talking about fire here, fire there, fire here, herpes there.
Yeah.
Just because he done already said he doesn't wear a condom and he doesn't pull out.
He doesn't pull out. That's what he's saying.
Just boldly. So y'all keep listening to people like this. You gonna get more than a baby. You gonna get more than a baby.
With a right,
it keeps on giving.
When it rots off, then he'll listen.
That's the exact public health crisis all by himself. Somebody need to report him to the CDC. Track that. They need a track on it because that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
And I know here in Mississippi, if you start spreading particular types of diseases, they will put a tracker on you. They will track you everywhere you go, and they will contact all of your known sex partners. Especially start spreading certain diseases belligerently. Because we had this guy in Nashville was spreading HIV purposefully. And he was nice looking black man. And he was spreading wide and was doing it because he out of revenge because somebody had given it to him.
Mike, your mic. Audio.
I don't know how that happened. Thank you, though. Thank you, Mr. Announcer. Kittyback Cat says, what makes him any more irresponsible than someone who has one or two children they cannot care for properly.
It doesn't. It's irresponsibility across the board. He's just did it exponentially,
I
as
was
T.I.
going to
would
say,
say.
it's not about ranking. Irresponsible, like Keena said, it's irresponsible is irresponsible. We're just talking about him since the topic was be fruitful and multiply. So we're looking at an extreme situation. That doesn't give a pass to those who have lesser number. It definitely doesn't give a pass. We're just looking at him because he's doing it big, so to speak.
Big is an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Charlita says, sadly, there are some women out there who don't care and will continue to entertain men such as this. As long as he's throwing money at some women and taking care of them, they will continue to be with him and not care about the others. And Alyssa said, this pattern breeds patterns that his children will. D. Giles from Georgia, I bet these women are between their early 20s and 30s. They look at the things they can get for free. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's free. I mean, look at the price you're paying. I don't think it's free. Denisha Manuel, I wonder how many of the mothers are on public assistance. Well, no, not necessarily. You can have some that might live in the suburbs.
Half of them probably.
Yeah. Not all of them. You have some in the burbs or in a nice part of town that he must be, working some kind of magic.
Well, 9 women, 30-something kids. They have multiples. It's not like one is sitting there with one. Multiples. So it's like, I'm not going to say that they're on public assistance, but I highly doubt they are thriving. Let me put it that way.
I bet all of them are Medicaid, at least.
That's why I stopped short.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, Keena. I stopped short.
It's such an absolute, and I shouldn't do absolutes, but I just the mindset of the person that I look at him, I'm like, what woman is fooling with you?
But again, as it was said earlier, their self-esteem or their outlook on life, right? Mm-hmm. They found that attitude, that approach, that bravado attractive. And not just attractive, but attractive enough to give their bodies unprotected, not to protect their bodies, right? So it's one thing, let's be clear. It's one thing that you're going to say, I'm grown. You know what? I just feel like a bad boy, but put this condom on, right? Let's be real talk, right? But it's another level for you to say, I'm going to allow your full body to touch my full body. That we're going to willfully and willingly exchange bodily fluids, knowing that if you have something, you will transmit it to me that could kill me, that I could carry around for the rest of my life. Like if you stop to think about it like that, that's a whole nother level. It's one thing for a grown adult to decide that they want to be intimate with somebody and they say, here, put this on. It's a completely different level to say, I'm going to lay down with you and not protect me. Forget you. Forget what you want. I'm not going to protect me. I don't think enough of myself to protect me because you're not here every day. You get ready to get into that big rig and I might not see you for a month or 2 months, weeks, whatever. And I don't care enough about me to protect me.
Yeah.
Repeatedly, because they have multiple repeated. That's my point. Repeatedly.
And if you can't protect yourself, what makes you think you can protect the children that you get?
And Trevor asks, but aren't the women just as responsible for this as he is?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ooh, great question, Trevor. Great.
Please do not think that we are taking responsibility away from every single one of those women. Yes, they are absolutely. Please don't think that we're saying they're not. They are not victims here. No, they are willing participants. But that's why we're talking about the fact that what are you lacking as a woman that you will accept that? That's so we're saying, yeah, they have to take responsibility because they didn't just do it once. They did it multiple times. So please don't think that we are making them clear of any responsibility in this because we're not.
Right.
Okay, and Kitty McCat says the mentality of the women are being considered, but consider him as well. His thought pattern isn't healthy either, and I wonder what has happened in his life to make him behave the way he is. And it's a lot of speculation. I may discuss in the after party. So I just say it like that. But we'll move on. We'll finish this in the after party. We got the last one. It's quick, and look at Shell. See, look at her.
Because I'm like, what is he about to pull out now?
You would say pull out, considering what we was talking about.
Okay, come on, Shell.
You know what? You got that. You got that.
Before we go any further,
that was terrible.
I know. Like, subscribe, and share. Please, y'all may not like and subscribe it, much less share it after tonight. Okay, just a quick one right here. Y'all may have seen this. Some of y'all in the audience may have seen it. Okay. Marriage proposals. People love a good man. Look how Keenan looking. Marriage proposals can be a wonderful experience. But I have to ask the panel, does it matter where the marriage proposal took place? Take a look, y'all.
Is that a McDonald's in the mall?
Yes, ma'am. It's McDonald's in the mall.
I was going to say it doesn't matter, but after seeing that video, it matters a lot. It matters a lot.
It matters.
Wow. I think I'm with Marcus on that one.
Oh, but after seeing that video, proposal at Mickey D's, can you be a little bit more subtle? I mean, a whole lot more subtle. I'm not going to say a little, but a whole lot more subtle. I mean, listen, it's bad enough as it is that you have to make a proposal after he proposed to her when she trying to get her 10-piece chicken McNugget meal anyway. But if you want to make this proposal more subtle with a whole lot more substance, why don't we go to a fancy restaurant? A fancy restaurant where you don't have to pay $15. Maybe a restaurant that is like a Red Lobster, maybe a nice fancy steakhouse, maybe at the beach. Who's to say? But at a Mickey D's, thumbs down. Thumbs down to that one.
Let me answer this to Kitty. I'm confused about the shopping cart full at McDonald's, and I think someone else, and she also asked why there's so many people. Well, this is a McDonald's in a shopping mall, or at best an outlet mall. This is a McDonald's, so it's pardon my vernacular. It's sure enough going to be a lot of folks up in there. And Denisha Manuel, and I don't know if I could read this one. Here we go. Marcus, read that for me, please.
Maybe he was special needs, y'all. That's all that makes sense. I'm just saying, she did the shrug.
I don't.
There was definitely an age.
I don't think he would.
I don't think he was, Denisha. I don't think he was. I don't think he was all special needs there.
Wait. Let me ask this, Leslie. Come on.
I never seen a food court that crowded.
Christmas time at the Galleria, Black Friday at the Galleria. Yes, it has been. Well, it may be, and plus you got to look at what city they're in too. So, but go ahead, Mark. Who's talking? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was reading the comment.
I was gonna say, if you've gotten to the point where you want to propose, I would hope that you know a little bit about that other person, right? So you should know what they're comfortable with. There should have been some sort of conversation about where you guys are in the relationship prior to that. So if you know her well enough to ask her to be your wife, you should have known that wasn't the setting that she would have been comfortable. That's all I'm saying. Like, think about the person that you're proposing to. Is that even them? Or, I mean, is she a person that would have rather y'all been at home on a couch, or in front of her family, or even like Marcus said, out to dinner? Like, not everybody wants a gazillion people, especially strangers, in a Galleria staring at them. That, you know what I mean? Like, that's not for everybody. Know your partner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Trevor says, perspective. What about these dudes who are just lingering these women on and not even trying to marry them? I promised to my future bride I would never propose like that. I wouldn't do that though.
Me neither.
I don't know. And Shell, listen, Shell, you are right. He didn't even think of what would be special for her. I agree. That's their moment. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Wait a minute. Where are the ropes to organize the customers? I have so many logical concerns. Well, yeah. And thank you, Trevor. We are not trying to be the special friend in the obituary. Okay.
That's true.
I'm sitting here thinking about my cousin had a proposal, and he proposed to his longtime girlfriend, and they worked together, and they were in a conference, about 5,000 people, and he had them all singing "It's a Whole New World," and then her back was to him, and she turned around and he was on one knee, and it was extremely, but that was something that he knew, that's something that she would like. I am not that girl. You may get a no, and for all these people, embarrass all these people, and you and me, if you do that, if you spring something in public, and I am not, and that's not me. I don't like a bunch of strangers. Shoot, I don't want family there. I would prefer just me and you. I mean, those are the two most important people. But when people do that, they do it for show, and it's never about that person. It is always about them.
Ebony said this is right up there with Bishop Jones' proposal in my opinion. Oh,
you know what? I forgot about that. Did they get married?
I don't know.
A long time, 25 years.
I don't think we should answer that question right there, Miss Keena.
I don't know. Well, let me see. Could it be where they first met on first date? A bit of nostalgia, maybe. But I agree with the panelists. Know your mate. Okay, Kirsten rocking back and forth. She's walking back and forth.
Well, I was just going to say, I don't believe Noel Jones is Bishop. Sorry, no disrespect. Bishop Noel Jones is married yet, but Bishop Marvin Winans is, and
yes.
he dated his wife just as many years as Noel Jones. I'm just saying. Okay, let me shut up.
Maybe we get married to them because you get old and you need somebody to be able to sign the papers for you. So you've been with them this long. I might as well marry you now.
Okay, wait. Okay, I got to clear up something. Tan Williams says that it's not as bad as the man who proposed to a widower and during her husband's funeral. Tan Wiley, that is false. It was a proposal at a funeral, but it was the woman's father. That was her father's funeral. It wasn't her husband, but he did propose to her at the funeral. It just wasn't her. It wasn't her late husband. It was her father funeral.
But
So
still, why?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't have did it there either, though.
Read the room,
Just
bruh.
because
Read the room.
I wouldn't have did it there.
Please read the
Because you
room.
here, all the family here, I might as well propose to you now. I'm like,
Someone he decided do not
that's
resuscitate.
it.
Oh,
They
God.
looking
Okay,
for
that is a
somebody
you.
to do those end of life care.
Who,
You
Leslie,
get
babe?
married to them.
Leslie said, go. Did you read Leslie's comment?
Oh
Right.
boy.
He's a witch.
Daddy said you will marry her over my dead body.
I guess that's what happened, huh?
Leslie.
I was thinking the
Oh,
same
Charlita.
thing.
Oh, come on, Charlita.
All the
Well,
family
all
got
the family. Oh, Charlita.
ain't got flowers. 3 flowers.
Oh, bro.
You got a whole
Bro.
atmosphere. Canopy.
Oh.
On that note, folks,
Mm.
guess what? We're out of time, overtime. We can't finish this fast enough, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of flowers and family there. Boy, y'all need help. We got to hurry up with these announcements. Quick, fast. I got to find these announcements, too. Y'all got me messed up, y'all.
April.
Where are the announcements? See? Okay. Marcus.
Oh,
Take it
let's
away.
do it. Let's do it. Coming up next, hopefully at around 1:30, maybe a little bit longer after we recover from all of this, we're going to the after party, the SBCC after party, where we discuss about all of these weird and very intriguing topics, to say the least, anyway, and maybe what else is on the menu, to say the least. So please tune in and via Zoom. Watch out for that Zoom link, everybody. And yes, and every Saturday night we're going to the Fellowship Hall like none other at 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time. It is the Saturday Night Social. We are going to discuss any other topic that may be discussed, and maybe a whole lot more than that. So please get your invitation on the mail. 10:05 p.m. Eastern Time, Saturday night.
Did you say on the mail?
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's another invitation to the first Tuesday of June. Please like, share, subscribe to Tuesday Talk exclusively on Facebook and on YouTube. Single Black Christian Connections on Facebook and on YouTube. Mike Walker, SBC, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on those respectable social media platforms, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you.
Let's all recover right now.
So,
because we might need to resuscitate after this one.
So that is it, y'all. Thank y'all so much. We had a good time. Yeah, we had a time. So thank you, Keena.
We did have a time.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you, Shell. Thank you, Kirsten. And look how Kirsten looking. Just thank you all so much for being here.
Is that tea in that cup? You want to spill more in the after party?
I mean,
no.
Give me tea for you.
On that note, y'all, see y'all later.
Later.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. You know, a lot of my brothers are dead or gone, but they've been hanging on the block a little too long. What can I say? I hope they live to see a brighter day. And the ones that are doing fine, God bless you, 'cause you're doing fine. At the end of the day, don't forget about me. As days turn to weeks, and weeks turn to years, oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied. Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on, straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right, everything is tight. But somehow things started to change. Try to get us straight up out of the game. You couldn't see what I saw.